Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Spotlight on Voice of the People TV. My name is Kizike. Let's talk about the old one and go to the new one. Sounds like it sounds funny, but let's know quickly that Super Eagles right now, as I talk to you, are currently in Uyo Gosela Private Stadium, where it's going to be happening, where we'll be hosting Sao Tome and Principe. That game is scheduled for to happen tomorrow. Sunday, first of all, sorry. Then for Saturday games, I'll let you know the games that will play. But let's talk about Nigerian Football Federation. We can't talk about this Super Eagles side without talking about Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, who has told Nigerians that our match commission has to be ready to enhance their capacity to become tech-savvy, vibrant, and agile on the job, and also see their names deleted without any ceremony. And the NFF chairman talk about Ibrahim Musa Gusau. I want to say over time, we've known how he's been making things look. And right now, you would agree with me that he's trying to make sure that the table is set for a better side, that we come out to make everything okay. Now, Gusau also said that everything will be all right, giving us the promise, and we should believe that, yes, this is going to be okay. But I don't want to quickly judge on Ibrahim Musa Gusau and his government. I want to quickly say that he's just been amazing for the short time being. I understand this is NFF and they've been governing the game over time. We know about the Sani Lulu, those who the previous ones who have done it okay, but now it's all about this Ibrahim Musa Gusau and his government. We hope he comes out very strong and make sure everything is okay. But let's go on to the next story, moving away from the NFF and also the category of the players, of the people who have been emerged as commissioners. Let me let you know some appointed committee that happened yesterday at Nigeria. We have Sabo Abdullahi, Jose Kenneth, Wabocha, Amina Maimaga, Yakubu Sama, Usman Malud, former Nigerian captain and also chairman of Enyimba Football Club, Kanawanko. And the kickoff date for 2024 Nigerian Premier Football League season has been postponed again. And Davison Owomi, the chief operating officer of the MPFL board, explained that the body yielded to represent from various stakeholders in reaching the decision that right now it's been postponed. So this is the second time the MPFL board will be adjusting the kickoff date. The new season was earlier scheduled to commence on August 26, but was later postponed to September 9. We have everything set for the kickoff in Ibadan on Saturday, but following the representation of multiple stakeholders and more cogent and the complex logistic involved in having our chairman and club leadership travel from Ibadan to Uyo, Omi told MPFL media. He said the postponement has been communicated to the club so they can stand their ground and also start making travel plans already. Note, therefore, there will be no flag off game this Saturday, September 9, as originally planned, the letter to the club read. He said on the new kickoff date will be communicated in few days' time. This is not the first we've talked about. This is not the first time we've talked about, I don't know. It still happens to be about the board. We know how the league is being done on the European scene. I'm not going to be biased, but these people make sure everything's okay. Now, talk about the MPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League. The dates, we know our game was scheduled to be played on September 9, the first game, but now this is the second time we're having to postpone our games. Don't forget the AFCON qualifiers are still on. The league football will come back after international break. Then, this is how the calendar gets to spoil. We just have to hope and wait to know if Ibrahim Musa goes out, because for me, this is NFF and also the MPFL on its own. Davison, out of operation, Davison Owomi and Ibrahim Musa Gusau can come together to make sure that everything seems to be okay for Nigerian football and our league games. Now, also, no sports will go on without talking about what happened. Jenny Hermoso, we know the saga right now. Jenny Hermoso and also Rubiales. And now we have George Vidal, the Spanish coach, fired. So there's a Monse Tome, who was the assistant to George Vidal. Currently, as I talk to you, she is now the head coach of the Spanish football. But let's talk about Jenny Hermoso, amazing player over time. Everybody knows what she brings to the table. Spanish soccer star Jenny Hermoso has lodged a criminal complaint over the unsolicited case by Football Federation boss Luis Rubiales after Spain's victory in the Women's World Cup. The National Prosecutor's Office said on Wednesday Hermoso gave her testimony on Tuesday and the complaint will be processed as soon as possible. The prosecutor added with the complaint Rubiales could face criminal charges in action in addition to the ongoing inquiry by Spain top sport court for serious misconduct and also investigation by World Soccer Governing Body FIFA, which has provisionally suspended Rubiales from office for 90 days. Neither Hermoso representative nor Rubiales were immediately available for comment. Rubiales grabbed Hermoso's head and kissed her on the lips. during the medal giving ceremony that followed Spain 1-0 victory over England in the Women's World Cup final on August 20th. Late last month, the prosecutor for Spain High Court said Rubiales could face a sexual assault charge, which carries a prison term of between 1 and 4 years if Hermoso, who lives and plays in Mexico, were to file a complaint. Now, the High Court, has jurisdiction over the case as the incident took place abroad in Sydney, Australia. Hermoso said she did not. This is just where I feel like we need to hold on to. She said she did not want to be cased. I don't know. It happened right in front of everybody. The media has taken it out. We know how this happened on the podium, and it was about Rubiales kissing Jenny Hermoso. This, they say, was an assault. But the question over time, people have come to say, if you really don't want this, let's do a throwback. Let me just talk about this quickly now. That was a video that emerged out before the scenario came up. Hermoso, there were this Beso, that's case, you kill the president, blah, blah, blah. And Hermoso was very cool with it. She was happy about it. It was like a celebration on the plane. But not long, Jenny Hermoso posted on her social media page, Instagram to be exact, and said she didn't give approval to that case. So the case is just so lengthy that we just have to keep unveiling it just as it unfolds, because right now FIFA has given him a 90 days suspension, that's 3 months. He's out of office, he's going to be facing trials. And also not long, I talked about the mom of Rubiales, the president of Spanish FA. The mom went on a hunger strike, went to a church and said, if my son is not free from this saga, I'm not going to leave the church, I'm going to be here. And also she was admitted in the hospital, and this is a woman who is advanced. That another is a part of the story. Now, Hermoso said she did not want to be cased and that she felt vulnerable and a victim of an assault and aggression. Rubiales also so far refused to resign despite heavy pressure, said the case was spontaneous, mutual, erotic, and consensual. Rubiales' behavior sparked outrage in Spain and abroad. He also grabbed his crotch while standing close to Spain Queen Letizia and her 16-year-old daughter during the final. Spanish football main team criticized the country's soccer boss on Monday for his unacceptable behavior, but one of the team captain, Real Madrid defender Dani Carvajal, sparked criticism later for the arguably questionable questioning Hermoso's status as victim of the interview. Now, this is just, okay, I think Enrique, the Spanish team, former coach, said he has the backing of, Rubiales. I think he has lost this from the female part of the talk. Rubiales is not celebrated for the women part, but maybe for the male category, because they are on the verge of saying, if Hermoso wasn't cool with it, then why did you allow it to happen? But now you see me say, Rubiales had to grab Jenny's head and kiss her. It sounds like an assault, if you want to look at it from that point of view. But the question is, are we going to watch and know if this is going to end up in, after all is said and done, more is said and done? Hermoso has got her backing. The ladies from the English ladies are also giving their backing to Hermoso. Now for Rubiales, he also said, I still have the power of the Spanish side. Then we are not going to be involved in any tournament in Europe, since FIFA, the body governing the game, has suspended me, and that's the power he has. But UEFA also, Alexander Safin, who happens to be the president of UEFA, has come to say, we can't afford to let Spain go off the qualifiers. If they do leave, it means the program schedule would be broken, and that would definitely affect, the board of the UEFA football. So it's just a whole lot to look into and know if Rubiales will finally come out of this or not. But it's all about Rubiales and Jenny Hermoso. Let's go on to tennis and talk about Daniel Medvedev. The US Open is still very much on. If you did see that game yesterday where Daniel Medvedev had a game, he defeated his fellow Russian Andrei Rublev. And that game was, when I talk about the US Open, I love to say that it's a game you don't want to miss. Top-notch players are still involved. Talk about Djokovic, talk about Alcaraz, Daniel Medvedev. But yesterday was the end of the day for Andrei Rublev. These both guys are friends and will always remain friends. Daniel Medvedev defeated fellow Russian Andrei Rublev 6-4, 6-3 in a 6-4 searching condition Wednesday to reach his 4th US Open semifinal and set up a possible meeting with defending champion Carlos Alcaraz. Third seed Medvedev in 2021 US Open champion rallied from a breakdown in all 3 sets as he condemned frustrated Rublev to a 9th straight Grand Slam quarterfinal loss. Medvedev will play Alcaraz on German 12th seeded Alex Zverev for a place in Sunday's final after energy sapping duel against 8th-ranked Rublev as the temperature hit 95 degrees Celsius in New York. At one point, of that game. During the third set, I think they're about Medvedev muttered to a nearby TV camera, one player is going to die and they're going to see. So as he grabbed a towel mid-game, Medvedev overturned a 3-love defeat in the opening set. In the repeat of their 2020 quarterfinal here, he dropped serve twice in the second set, but hit back for a 4-3 lead before summoning the trainer complaining of breathing difficulties. Medvedev resisted 3 breakpoint that was on every game and broke once more to claim the third set lead. He then used the time between sets to cool down off court. Therefore, Rublev, who twice surged in front in third set only for Medvedev to respond on both occasions, still in victory in the marathon final game, courtesy of his 9 break of the match. For Daniel Medvedev, he dances Rublev with a cold shower to reach the US Open semi-final. Daniel Medvedev defeated fellow Russian Andrei Rublev 6-4, 6-3, 6-4 in such a condition, and that's on Wednesday. But let's talk about Carlos Alcaraz, who happens to be a young international Spanish, 20 years old. I love to say the man that knows the court very well. He's still open to games in the world of tennis and is still very much involved in it. That's for the US Open. But let's go on to the next story and talk about the Russian Belarusian international, who I love to say she's one of the best of its kind. Aryna Sabalenka stayed off the court for her second Grand Slam title of the season. You know, after crushing out the China international lady Zheng Ken in the Open semi-final Wednesday, Australian Open champion Sabalenka, who will now take over the world #1 next week, booked her place in the last 4 with 6-1, 6-4 victory in 1 hour, 13 minutes. The Belarusian second seed will face either Marketa Vondrova in that upcoming game. So Marketa Vondrova is another lady who we know what she does. She's a Czech international, or either Madison Keys of the United States in the last 4. For Sabalenka, she has assured replacing Iga Swiatek at the top of the women's ranking after the Polish #1 crashed out of the US Open on Sunday. However, Sabalenka said she's not thinking about her newfound status as the world top player just yet. Rather, Chinese star Zheng has been dreaming of pulling off another upset from reaching her first Grand Slam quarterfinal by downing last year's finalist on Jabeur in the 4th round. But the 20-year-old 23rd seed never looked like top lane the hard-hitting Sabalenka, who threatened to run away with the match for a blistering start in which she broke Zheng twice in a 3-love lead. Conceding just 2 points again, Zheng was broken again to go 4-love down, and although she finally held the 6th game to make it a 5-4. Now for Aryna Sabalenka, she served out easily to take the first set in just 27 minutes. Sabalenka's dominance was reflected in her serve, where she won 23 of 26 points of her first serve and 13 of 19 on her second. Zheng was also unable to open up a single breakpoint opportunity across the match. Zheng fared slightly better in the second set, but after Sabalenka broke in her 7th game for a 4-3 lead, the result was never in doubt as she wrapped up victory on serve in the 10th game. And that's for the US Open. Aryna Sabalenka on top of the game. I would celebrate her in a time. Now let's move to football and talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga. On loan, Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa has revealed that he left the club because he felt the project was not the right one. Bayern Munich held interest in 28-year-old before he moved to Real Madrid, and he even came close to signing with them last month. Thibaut Courtois had a disastrous knee injury, which prompted Real Madrid to sign the Chelsea goalie. 30 Kepa was questioned about his Bayern Munich interest, and instead Mauricio Pochettino wanted him to remain at the club, but it was very fast move to Real Madrid. It's true that Pochettino wanted me to stay, and he told me that I was going to play. Then he trusted me, but I thought of a change would be a good one for me. I wanted to change. Thomas Tuchel called me as well. We were close to going to Munich. He said when he was at Chelsea, Tuchel coached the Spanish international goalkeeper who was in the team manager's first choice at that point back in Stamford Bridge. Now, according to Sport Witness, the stopper made his interest to join the Bundesliga champion known before Real Madrid joined the fray. My friend will always say Real Madrid cannot call you and you don't take the call. He always say that. The best club in the UEFA Champions League any time, any day. Nobody want to take from the best. Real Madrid called on Kepa Arrizabalaga and he turned down the Allianz Arena champions, Bayern Munich. He said no to Chelsea. I can't stay here. Mauricio Pochettino wants me to stay, but I need to leave. So Pochettino was left with no choice but to acquire for the signature of Robert Sanchez, who he brought from Brighton and Hove Albion in August. And currently, as I talk to you now, the Blues' fourth choice goalkeeper is now Sanchez. Now, Kepa was additionally praised by Cope, and during the conversation, he gave his reason for wanting to leave Chelsea during the recently closed transfer window. I felt it was time for a change of scenery. I wanted to stay, but I felt that the project was not the right one, he said. On his move to Real Madrid, Kepa explained, when Madrid calls you, everything changes, and that's just what it is. Like I said before, He said, my signing was closed in just a few hours and a couple of calls. So it's all about Real Madrid calling Kepa, and now he's going to be man in the post till Thibaut Courtois, the Belgian international, resumes training. And let's go on the next one. Spanish football forward, Joselu, if you want to pronounce British, you would go with Joselu. Joselu Mato says Real Madrid midfielder Toni Kroos should have 5. He should have 5 Ballon d'Or awards. Joselu joined Real Madrid on loan from Segunda Division club side Espanyol this summer. Kroos was one of the best players that impressed him most following the transfer to Spanish capital. Kroos should have 5 Ballon d'Ors. Joselu told reports he's an incredible player capable of changing the game. He's one of the best players who has caught my attention the most at Real Madrid. He never loses the ball and plays with a level of headiness that makes him different. Kroos has notched 1 assist in 4 La Liga appearances for the Blancos this campaign. Real Madrid are currently first in the La Liga standard with 12 points from 4 games. Moving on, Cristiano Ronaldo, Portuguese international superstar. Ronaldo said on Wednesday he wants to go even further after becoming the first player to score 850 career goal with Saudi pro side Al Nassr. I want more, the forward told the press conference before training with the national side at Orias on the outskirts of Lisbon ahead of the upcoming European Championship qualifier. As long as I play, I want to set the bar high again. I have to think big, continue to 38-year-old, Ronaldo saying on that. If I say Ronaldo has changed the table, you would think I'm just trying to do a hype. Ronaldo, for the first time in a long time, for the first time in 20 years, the Ballon d'Or nominees, who are supposed to get the Ballon d'Or award, right, is just there. But Ronaldo have missed out for the first time, and this doesn't sound good. But he said something about this. He said, if you love Ronaldo, you don't have a reason to hate Messi. Messi looks to be one of the favorites to win the Ballon d'Or, and that's what it is. So Ronaldo marked his 200th international cap last June by scoring the only goal for the Portugal side in the victory over Ireland, which allowed the Seleção to stay top of the Group J in Europe 2024 qualifying. On Friday, the 2016 European champion will play Slovakia in Bratislava and Luxembourg 3 days later at the Algarve Stadium in south of Portugal. I really want to win these 2 matches. If we win, we will practically qualify, said the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner. Asked about his rivalry with Argentina Lionel Messi, Ronaldo replied that the two respected each other and he believes they have changed the history of football. Ronaldo this year marks his 20th anniversary in the national side, saying he was proud of his longevity. I want to continue because I feel good and just full, but anything can happen, he said, adding for now he wanted to enjoy the moment and set himself the goal of having an excellent Euro. Now for Messi and Haaland. Lionel Messi and Haaland are among the leading contenders to win this year's men's Ballon d'Or. While Spain World Cup star Aitina Bonmati leads the nominees announced on Wednesday for the women category. Messi, who recently left Paris Saint-Germain for Inter Miami, is in chance to succeeding Karim Benzema and winning the Ballon d'Or for the 8th time in his remarkable career after leading Argentina to World Cup glory back in Qatar last year. Haaland made his main rival for the prize. This one is I should be wrapping up now, but this is the competition, and these both guys are just favorites. But Bonmati for the lady, I don't want to say, yeah, she gets it from me. But if I want to talk about Ronaldo and Messi, Messi and, what am I saying? Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldo, Messi, always just the talk. So talk about Messi and Haaland, that you would understand that Haaland won the treble, everything that happened in England. He won the Champions League. But the question is, what happens in the World Cup here? It was about Messi leading Argentina to win the World Cup. That's the only trophy that eluded Messi, and right now he has come to clinch on it. So we just wait to see. We just be anticipating. That's what I need to do now. Wait to know if Messi wins the Ballon d'Or or maybe any of Haaland or any of these players. But I'm happy to celebrate our own very Nigerian player, Victor Osimhen, who made the list of the men category, and also Aziza Oshoala, who is getting the back-to-back call-up on that one. But hopefully it comes out good. This is just where it is. I need to stop now. I need to go right now. Time is gone. This is Voice of the People TV. My name is KZK. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.